Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, November 3rd, and I have got a show for you today. So I'm not going to have as much audience interaction today. This is a pre-warning to 15 Minutes of Fierce with Lisa Copeland today, because if I talk to everybody, then I'm not going to have the time to get out the message that I need to get out today. Whew. Okay, so I have been at this computer, sitting in this room, since 3:45 this morning. I went to bed at 1 a.m. last night. Have you ever had something so inside of you that you had to get it out? So, backstory, you guys know. I've got this publishing deal. I've got this insane speaking schedule coming up. And trying to nail the big idea, right? Trying to get concise and nail it. Good morning, everybody. I'm already giving you a pre-warning that I am not going to do as much interaction this morning, because this is a teachable moment, because it was a teachable moment for me. The last 24 hours, I have literally, this is crystal light, y'all. I can't even drink any more coffee. And I'm going to be at my computer for the next 14 hours, probably through the whole weekend. Why? Because I have got to get the big idea out. I've been wrestling with this for 2 years. The art of the big sell. What is the art of the big sell? You see, I know what I did in business. I started a movement. I started a movement in the automotive industry. I am inspired by doing things that are bigger than me. I get inspired by the big idea, but how do you teach other people to take their idea and go from idea to impact? You see, building a fierce brand, the art of the big sell. The art of the big sell is the brand. But to be fierce, okay, to build a fierce brand, and I don't care what you guys do out there. You might be a car salesman, you might be a real estate broker, you might be in the software services business, you might be in the insurance business. I don't know what you do, but I know every single one of you is a person of impact. That every single one of you, deep down inside of you, has a big idea, and you want to see it taken through. You want to see that big idea taken from your idea, something that was in your heart and your soul, to creating impact in the world. Maybe it's just your world. Maybe it's in your office. Maybe it is in your business. And I think about a couple of very good friends of mine. Good morning, Mr. Benstock, and good morning, Mr. Lundy, because you two I'm going to talk about right now. These are two very, very good friends of mine in the automotive industry. And you see, people of impact, you tend to hang out together because you like hanging out with other people that have big ideas. That's why every one of you is on this show every single morning at 6:45, is because you want to hang out with other people who have big ideas. So let's talk about Glenn Lundy first and foremost, my very good friend. He had a big idea that he would get up every single morning and that he would start people's mornings with hustle and grind. He would motivate them to start their day the right way. His idea went so big that he decided to leave a very, very good job, a very high profile job, because you know why? It was time to take his big idea and make an impact bigger than the four walls that he was sitting behind at Dan Cummins Chevrolet. Does that mean that he didn't love his job? Of course not. He loves those people at Dan Cummins Chevrolet, and he wouldn't be where he was today if it wasn't for that. My other friend, my other big idea friend, and I say that because I spend a lot of time on the phone with these guys, but it's because we inspire each other, is Mr. Brian Benstock. He runs the #1 Honda store in the United States, and Acura, month in, month out. But he had a big idea, and his big idea is that the future is frictionless. So how do you go from idea to impact? It means you work 24 hours a day sometimes. Brian's getting on airplanes, he's flying to Google, and he isn't doing it for him, he's doing it for the greater good of the automotive industry, so that we don't become dinosaurs. Good morning, Sean Hayes, another movement maker. Sean Hayes started out as a car salesman, but he had a big idea and he wanted big impact, and his idea is that he wanted to empower every car salesman in this country. No one's ever done that before. People have treated car salesmen lower than they treat attorneys and politicians. And why would that be? People who sell cars keep our country moving forward every single day. If it wasn't for them selling cars, there wouldn't be dealerships in town who pay hundreds and thousands of dollars a month in sales tax, employ hundreds of people. There wouldn't be assembly lines in this country that employ people if it wasn't for the car salesmen of the world. So what is What is the idea? What is your fierce brand? What is the big sell? What are you going to do to take your idea to impact? And this is how obsessed I am with this now. As I finally got my mind around what is that one sentence that I'm going to say when I'm sitting in front of a publisher, which we've talked about the last couple of days, on November 15th in New York City. And Brian Benstock, you're buying dinner that night. What is the one thing that I'm going to say to the audiences? I've got 6 audiences in the next 2 weeks. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, the Chrysler Corporation, hired me to be the opening and closing keynote for their Western region. So that's 2 speeches they got out of me for the fee of 1 speech. I am speaking in Dallas. I'm speaking in Houston at Habitude Warrior. This is all in the next 2 weeks. Let's see, Dallas, Houston. I'm going on to Philadelphia for Automax. Craig has hired me to speak at their corporate retreat. Habitude Warrior, FCA. Oh God, I have one more. Anyways, and I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. And so I sat yesterday and I worked for 14 hours, digging deep. How often are you willing to dig deep? Are you willing to sit at your desk for 14 hours and then get up after 4 hours of sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning and continue to dig? But as my good friend Brian Benstock says, there are acres of diamonds out there and it's your job to mine them. I can't mine your acres of diamonds, but I can show you how to do it. I can show you how to do it because I know how to do it. But I still cannot come up with your big idea. I cannot, but what I can help you do is take your idea or take you from idea to impact. I told you about 3 people who have created impact. Anthony, you and Craig have created impact when it comes to the training industry, and it comes to that every person, that you will not judge a book by the cover. I had a long talk with Craig Lockhart yesterday, who I adore, which, by the way, Anthony, I'm coming in and I'm speaking for your corporate event, just so you know. Chris Walsh, yes, I talked to you yesterday, making an impact. Vet cars. You took an idea that the men and women that have served our country faithfully, the veterans of our country, the first responders, they have a right. They have a right to have or to have an amazing car buying experience. And you have taken that idea, and that idea is going to have impact within the automotive industry. And I'm very proud that my team is going to help bring that to market. Neil, good morning. Brian Benstock, we don't always need a big idea, but Brian, we need an idea to make impact. And there's a quote that I love, and it's, anyone who thinks that they are too small to make a difference has never tried to fall asleep with a mosquito in the room. And Christine Todd Whitman said that. There is nobody too small to make a difference in this world. And you might just be making a difference around your 4 walls. You might just be making a difference in your church, in your small group, in your business, on your team, or in the world. I don't know what that is. But to be truly fierce, you have got to take the idea and not walk in fear, because I know everybody's got something burning inside of them that they want to do. And I'm here to tell you, I want you to do it. Who all is on here? I said that I was not going to get off on some tangents and talking to people today. So, how do you, okay, this show is about 15 minutes of fierce. This show is about making you better every day. It's about walking the journey with me, right? It's how do you differentiate yourself from the competition? How are you going to do that? How do you build a sustainable brand? How do you build loyal brand ambassadors? Everybody on this feed today is in business, okay? You guys are all in business. These are all things that are important to you to build a sustainable and profitable brand that can withstand any sort of downturn that is coming your way. How do you create a brand that inspires others? And how do you create your brand movement? Like I said, I think Sean Hayes is absolutely one of the best examples of a guy that was a car salesman, and he started a movement. And Sean, you're a good friend of mine, but I bet you that there are days that you feel like, or you felt like, a mosquito. You're this big in the world, but look at the impact that you've made. Look at the impact that Hustle and Grind made. Or excuse me, the Hustle, the conference in Orlando. I'm sorry, I'm on a roll right now. But look at the difference it made, because we were there. We saw people that were empowered, and they walked away and they said, we want a better industry, and we want to be better people. We want the respect of our industry. We want the respect of our communities and our clients, right? What is the thing that you want to do? What are companies that fierce brands have caused, that they have caused revolutions in business? Lyft has done it. Apple's done it. Harley's done it. Whole Foods has done it. Tesla's done it. Airbnb's done it. Okay? Sean Hayes did it. Glenn Lundy did it. Brian Benstock did it. Anybody can do it. So today I want to challenge you. First of all, I gave you a snapshot of a $10,000 keynote. Because I am fired up. How can we take our ideas and go from idea to impact? Because that's when we're truly walking in our purpose. And I know every one of you is purpose driven or you wouldn't be on this show. I know that for sure about that. Hustle and grind is correct. Yes. Laura, thanks for helping us make a difference. Hey, all of you guys are making your own difference. Again, this is a 15-minute show, but I'm telling you right now, hold on. So I want you to complete the following statements in your head. And it's going to, hey, Katie Mayers, who's in France right now, hello, who is out making a difference on the customer journey and customer experience for women around the world and for consumers. She's in France on a cruise ship right now for Celebrity Cruises, making a difference. So I want you to complete the following statements in your head. We believe our competitors get it wrong because what frustrates us about our industry? What surprises most people about our approach? We never want to be associated with. Think about those. That is how you take your big idea and you have impact. You can have impact in business and in life by simply telling people what you believe. What are your non-negotiables, both in life and in business? Because you're going to find out really quick who your friends are. You're going to find out really quick who you want to work with. You're going to find out really quick who you want to do business with just the simple statement, we believe, I believe. And the secrets of being fierce. I'm going to wrap with this. The secrets of taking an idea and making an impact in your life, in the life of others, in the life of your business, in the life of whatever. Here's the secrets. You've got to be present. It's your community. Don't get lost in the crowd. You've got to be opinionated. That's what makes your brand interesting. You've got to be generous. That means you've got to help others make an impact. You've got to be everywhere. I'm everywhere right now. Make your brand highly visible. You've got to be willing to do what others won't. And you've got to challenge the status quo. That's what it is to be truly unapologetically fierce 365 days a year. Now, if I may have my standing ovation, because I was on a roll, but that is the art of the big sell. That is how to be unapologetically fierce 365 days a year. And, oh, I don't know what's happening there. So anyways, as usual, we are wrapping on our time. If you found value in this today, if you would share it, like it, comment, leave me what you think about it. I'm going to go back and type out what the secrets are to be unapologetically fierce, be present, be opinionated, be generous, be everywhere, be willing to do what others won't, and challenge the status quo every single day. And that is how you will take your idea, whether it's a big idea or not, it's a big idea to you. That's how you take your idea and you create impact. Glenn Lundy says, opinionated, challenge the status quo. Absolutely. Carpe diem, which is Chris Walsh. Jesse, great job. Thank you. Neil, I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate all of you getting up this morning. But this has been about almost a 24-hour just taking it down and changing all of these. I mean, not changing, but just getting a little bit stronger for this course I've got coming up, which, we're really digging into it. We're really digging into it. The MAsterClass, November 8th, befierce365.com/free training. That is going to dig in. I am completely redoing every deck that I'm doing for every keynote I've got coming up, which is like 5 in the next 10 days. I'm going to be living on an airplane because this is what people need to hear. And I don't care if you work in the parts department, which is, or if your name's on the sign, or if you're the CEO, or if you're a car salesman, I don't know, but this is what people need to hear. So anyways, with that, go be fierce.